Hey guys, what's up? Hope you guys enjoyed the last Monster Factory Arm Wrestling pay-per-view event. Had a stellar card, great matches. Everyone involved had a great time. A lot of positive feedback on how good the production was. Unfortunately, the live was seen by less than 1,000 people. So we talked to our brand partners. They're like, hey, I think we can do better. I think we can do it again. A little hesitant, but I don't think it was fair, man, to the athletes that their performances only got seen by that many people. I honestly don't think it was fair to the fans. I mean, you guys, amazing live matches. So after a lot of discussion with our brand partners, we've decided that Monster Factory 2, we're gonna let you watch it for free.
Wait, can you even do that?
Do you even know me? I make my own rules.
You're gonna get slaughtered!
Maybe, but it's gonna be so much fun.
And there you go.
What is up?
So we wanted to play that for you at the very beginning because it seems like a lot of people missed that little piece of information on our last live. So what do you got to say about it, honey? Anything?
Oh, I can't wait. Super excited, super excited. We did have some technical difficulty today. It was about 1 o'clock. Rebecca comes out of the bathroom and just looks at me like, what the hell? And because the fans went off, the lights went off. She's like, yeah, it's like, we just lost electricity. So I drove around to make sure there wasn't any, like somebody ran into a pole or something. Come to find out the whole street was out. So here we are. We made it. We had it set up in front of the door. We was hoping to get some natural light in, but we're about to do it. And boom, electricity comes back on.
Yeah. So should they be working down there and everything cuts out, you need to give me a second because I'll have to switch it back over to our hotspot.
Right.
And hopefully we'll be able to keep the same stream going on. If not, we will just restart another stream. But today is an awesome day for Neil Pickup. And if you have not already subscribed to his channel, Neil Pickup and The Fix, do that. And also his other channel as well, ArmWars, because today is his 100th episode.
100th episode of The Fix. Yep. Everybody's saying the audio is good.
Okay, good. So Michael Todd will be on there at what time is it? 4:30 our time. So at 3:30 he'll be cutting in, but from what I understand, that'll be 30 minutes into the show already.
Not 4:30 our time.
Yeah, no, 4 o'clock our time.
Yeah, I'll be in at 4 o'clock our
time.
Yeah,
he'll be in at 4 o'clock our time.
The show starts at 3:30 our time, so we have an hour to kick it with you guys. Then Neil's show
you
will
gotta
start,
run over there.
And then 30 minutes later, yours truly will be back on. So,
but also on the show is going to be Devon Larrett.
Who?
Devon Larrett, and maybe some other ArmWars stars as well. Right?
I don't know. I saw Levon's face on there, so I mean, he might be on. I don't know.
Levon. Oh, that's so exciting! So exciting, guys! What an exciting weekend of arm wrestling.
Crazy weekend. Crazy. Well, we had an exciting weekend all the way around. Not just arm wrestling. The arm wrestling was pretty spectacular. But what happened yesterday?
What did happen yesterday?
I don't know. You said you wanted to start off with it.
You guys, all right. I'm going to give everybody just a moment to hop on. There are 413 of you on here already, which, by the way, if you have not clicked out of chat, hit that thumbs up. Please go ahead and do that. But I got to give you just a little backstory. This has nothing to do with the arm wrestling that we're going to talk about. So
this is not PG. So if you have youngins,
have youngins, cover their ears.
Yeah, it's a short story.
Send them out of the room for like 2 minutes, okay? And I'm going to give you a count of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Wow, 8, 9, that was awesome.
10. All right. So Michael's Todd.
Michael's Todd. So
anyways, this has nothing to do with what we're going to chat about. But Michael's road rage has been, I don't know, creeping up a lot lately. And I can't say the words because it's just not okay. Every person
that's what
out
made
there,
the story better.
Hush. Every person out there on the road. I'm talking about your grandmas, your grandpas, your children, everybody.
I don't know who they are when they're doing dumb shit.
Everybody's doing dumb shit. Everyone
on the road is doing dumb shit, and I'm assuming it's their first time driving, right?
Except him. And he's like,
I'm a very good driver.
I'm so sorry. I've got to repeat what he said. Excuse me. Motherfucker, is it your first day driving? Every single time. I'm like, Michael, that is a little old grandma. Give her some grace.
It was not always a little grandma.
So I'm just saying over and over again. I don't think there were
any little grandmas harmed yesterday.
I'm saying over and over again, give them some grace. Well, lo and behold, just as Larry and Khaled's match is kicking off, we're listening to the King of the Table because we're driving to go pick up the expedition. Some dumb motherfucker crosses the center line, almost hits us head on.
No. Like literally, it's centered on the double yellow line, coming right at me.
Coming at us.
And I'm giving them a second to see if they turn.
It's about to be a driver-to-driver head-on collision. Michael swerves as hard as he can. They hit us in the back of my tire, where the back tire is. This is my car.
Rim. I mean,
our one automobile that we can be incognito in because
it doesn't have
everything
my
else
face all over
has got
it,
his face everywhere. So hits the rim, knocks the tire inward, knocks us off the road. This is where it gets interesting. He's jumping out. I'm going to kill him. I'm like, Michael, don't kill him. Don't kill him. Oh, wait. They're driving off.
They never stopped. Didn't miss a beat. Just took off. We were probably quarter mile or less from the exit to get on the interstate, and they got out of there. So hit and run. I had to call the 911, have them come over, do a report, but literally this close to head-on collision. And you know they
got 45 miles per hour.
Yeah, we were going the speed limit right there on that road, and it was I know they had some serious left front end damage because they hit us and knocked us off the road. It was pretty good impact. And I was sitting there going, my back sure does hurt today. That has nothing to do with it, does it?
They very well could.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, because you
jarred the shit out of me.
We got knocked off the road. Okay, and then he's like, "Well, it looks okay. Let me drive it up here to the park." I'm like, whoa. I go and I look,
like,
and
this shit's not drivable.
First of all, my family, the side of us that are not nurses, the other side is auto body repair folks. Okay, my father owned one forever, and so I know how to look at automobiles. And I went out there and I looked. He's already looked. And he's like, "I can't see anything wrong."
Everything looks fine.
Really? You can't see?
The left wheel is pushed in about 1.5 inches on the left side.
Oh, it's more than that. It's about this far.
Okay, so 3 inches.
In. And it's not like in.
No, it wasn't like a level in. It was like a yeah, so that was our day. But yeah, we had already watched the Todd Hutchings Chance Shaw. So we had already seen that, which I got to give credit to Chance Shaw. That was very impressive. I think he's right there. He's right there. I would have liked to see him just commit more and just laying into that top row and he didn't climb. I didn't see any climbing from him. Todd's fingers held on very, very well. Great match. For those of you who may or may not have seen Todd's video after the fact, where he says he's going to take out everyone on Brandon Allen's powerlifting program. I'm currently training on Brandon Allen's powerlifting program, and Todd is going to get a shot July 9th. He is going to epically fail. It's not even going to be close. I'm going to run right through Todd Hutchings. You heard that right here. It's not going to be close.
We have 537 folks on here.
And I think we've missed a couple super chats, but my bad.
Guys, how many of you have heard, give me a thumbs up if you've already seen the card that we presented on the previous live, or what should I say? Or just let me know down in the chat if you haven't seen it, because we might rerun it for you here. Just let you see what the card is.
You're talking about the main event card?
Yeah. So
I will be announcing the rest of the matches today too. Go ahead.
So Phil Woody from the UK says, after the King of the Table 3, just had to watch your WAL 503 point of view vid. Yeah, right.
So yeah, I mean, Dave, we'll get to that here in a minute, but super proud of everyone that arm wrestled yesterday. They put on amazing display of arm wrestling, and I thought it was awesome. I enjoyed it.
I mean, absolutely. I've got some questions. I've got some very well questions, and very well.
Well, I mean, they did not enforce the rule correctly, and that's one thing we'll have to talk about that. But
we'll talk about that. But I definitely. Why is that blinking?
I don't know. It's winking at us.
It's like, I don't know. I don't want to have a seizure here.
It could. I mean, it's definitely seizure potential going on.
Someone said your beard frightened them. That's absolutely hysterical. Okay.
Are you going to hop up and turn those off?
Who said they have not? Brandon Clausen has not seen it. Let me see if I can fix this real quick.
Yeah. So the lights are flickering on us, and it's pretty crazy. Do you want to leave it on there? Or do you want to go the other one? That actually looks pretty good. I think that's going to hold. So everybody's just watching me stare into the lights now. Oh, so before we get into that, I did some pretty epic strict curling and CD curling yesterday with the gorilla. That video should probably be Tuesday-ish, maybe? Yeah,
Brandon likes, are you talking about my 9-line shirt or Michael's? Both of them you can get on 9-line. You can actually just go to monstermichaeltodd.com and go to apparel.
Click merch and go over to apparel, and boom, you can get the Monster Factory arm wrestling shirts.
Yeah.
Yep.
And this is mine from the ladies, and I absolutely love on the back. What does it say, babe?
Red. I can't see down there. Remember every deployed. Yeah, everyone deployed.
Remember everyone deployed.
Yeah, that's awesome.
On the back.
That's good
And what I
looking
love
shirt, too.
about 9line is they actually give a portion of the proceeds to help veterans and first responders. Now, are you guys ready to dig into this? Which do you want to talk about first? You want to talk about Chance and
I already talked about it.
You did?
Yeah, do you not hear any of that?
Well, you sure didn't like spend very much time on it. But anyways, okay.
Well, I mean, how much
So
you
we'll
wanna
go on
talk
into the KOT.
Yeah, I mean, Todd's delusional Todd, but he did look really good, and he's on a pretty good run. Now he is going to have his hands full with Irakli, possibly, and I say that, but he may not, because you saw how Sasha beat Irakli. You know, Sasha had enough cup to just turn him in, and Todd may be able to do the same thing. I've got to pull Rivas before I pull Todd, so we both have some good matches ahead of us. But do you want to jump into it?
Yes. Okay. So first of all, the night before, guys, did y'all happen to see the video that Devon put out and then he took back down? Because it was actually covering, it was
People
a
were
rules
talking
rant.
about it. Yeah,
It was a rules rant. I didn't get to see it. And Devon, I wanted to see it. I wanted to see you rant. Well, I guess that you probably thought better of it, which I've done numerous times.
I've never done.
I've put
I stick
comments
with
out
everything
there.
they say, always.
I've even put whole videos out there, and then it's like, oh shit, I better walk that back, because sometimes out of emotion we say things that we don't necessarily mean, right?
Never heard of that.
Because we might just be a little bit more. It's doing it again. We might be a little bit. Our emotions might be a little bit more powerful than what we actually planned for. It's definitely not working out for me. It's gonna mess me up. I'm gonna try and look over. So I didn't get to see the rules rant. Did anybody see it? Neil was doing Europe's Strongest Man all weekend. Yes, he was. You weren't able to catch it. Missed the rant. Somebody tell me who saw it, because I want to know.
Oh crap! That's the camera. Almost took that off. That was funny.
I want to know what the rant is about. You do realize that has to plug into that thing right over there, right? So how are you going to do this, Michael Todd?
I don't know. Still plugged in. I don't know where. When was supposed to push? Oh, there you go.
Oh, that made me happy.
Okay, you're on camera. This is what I got.
All right.
No idea how to do
So,
this.
anyways, you come over here.
All right.
Let me.
Hey guys, we're still here. Mrs. Monster and her production, right? She's killing it. So, what are we talking about?
I don't know. Just chat for a minute. Oh, we were talking about the rules rant, and then.
Yeah. So Devon apparently put up a video talking about how they changed the rules, and someone said in here that he was complaining that it was taking putting more power in the ref's hand and taking power out of the athlete's hand, which is what we all started doing. Like, we all grew up, started this sport with strict WAF rules. All this is a ArmWars setup with 3 fouls. All King of the Table is now is ArmWars, but you have 3 fouls instead of 2 fouls. Now, the issue that we'll talk about here in a minute is how they improperly ref the running foul rule. So we'll get to that here in a minute. You want to talk about it now? We'll talk about it here in a minute. But yeah, so it happened in a couple times. It happened in Khaled's match, and it also happened in the Sarah Gabi match, which I love both matches. I guess we'll go straight into Khaled and Larry. What do you think, honey? All right, she's still trying to figure this out. But yeah,
you can talk without me. Just
really? Wow.
Yeah.
I'm just teasing, honey. I'm just joking. I don't know if y'all heard her language, but she cussed me. And I don't know why anyone would ever cuss me. I'm such a nice guy. Well, of course she did, because she's mean. But yeah, so Khaled, Larry looked phenomenal the first match. Khaled went into a King's move, and Larry just had him turned in and got the win. Round 2, very similar match, except Khaled got a little bit of pronation going, and Larry was in a bent wrist. Now, this is where there was a conflict. Essentially, Khaled's elbow was off the pad. 1 count, 2 count, 3 count. Well, what happens is they end up calling it as 1 foul, and then they give him the restart. Round 2 should have been Larry's. It should have been 2-0. If you cannot stop a pin from fouling and be rewarded a restart, that's the whole point of the running foul rule. Now, they say micro infractions is what's a running foul, is what these rules are saying, right? And big fouls don't count. Well, a big foul that stops you from losing the match not. It should not be a match. I mean, you should never be able to. And you do in WAF, you do in EAF, you do in rigid rules, you do in PAL. Like, you can professional foul and get a restart. Now, that is not what you should be able to do under this particular rule set. But so they allowed that to be a restart, and then Khaled got the win, right? And then Khaled goes on and wins the rest of them. Which Khaled is, like we talked about numerous times, he is just an anomaly. He's a genetic freak. His potential is limitless. If he is. I mean, and he's such a good guy too. He really is a nice guy.
And
but it's just, I don't like it when they set the rules and then they don't enforce the rules. You know, that should have been a 1 foul, 2 foul, 3 foul winner, Larry. You know.
Yeah. So that was you watching it back, and to tell
that was me when it was happening. I watched it when it happened.
Okay, but also the referees in the midst of it, it does get a bit confusing for even them, especially the down ref. He may not have studied up on it too much. And from what I understand,
that makes no sense to me, because they've been doing running fouls this whole time since King of the Table starting. This is third king of the table. The referees by now should know the rules.
They should, but they made a change.
But that rule, that's not a change.
Okay.
There was no change. The only changes was in the setup.
You're right.
Yeah.
All right. So a foul should never save you from a loss. Like, your own personal foul should never save you from a loss. And in my opinion, that's exactly what happened. And when I'm reading all the comments.
Oh, you're talking about the second match.
Going right on into the ladies' match. I'm reading all the comments about how, and by the way, I love both of these ladies.
Huge fan of both of these women.
Huge fan.
I didn't know what to expect when it came out. That first, ready to go, obviously, false start, but it's so aggressive. And then for her to just sit there and let Sarah hit and statue her and then smash her, I was like, I've never seen that kind of power.
I literally thought you were about to piss your pants when it happened.
I couldn't believe it.
He was like, oh my God.
I've never seen anything like that.
Because Sarah literally just hit Gabi. Gabi contains her right in the center.
Never
Doesn't like even flinch, and then just pins her, right?
I mean, Sarah walks off the table and goes, oh my gosh, she's so strong.
Right, right.
I've never seen that in women's arm wrestling. I've never seen it. And it was a sight to behold for sure.
Yeah.
That being said, Sarah obviously had the better endurance, but it didn't come into play the way it should have came into play. This is just our opinion. So
no, there's definitely something wrong with the way that this was carried out. So it's round 2. I think Gabi flash pins her 3 times.
No, it's twice, because you only get 3 fouls.
Gabi flash pins Sarah twice, and twice Sarah elbow fouls just before she gets pinned, and twice that foul protects Sarah from a loss. That's not how that should be applied.
Now, it's not Sarah's fault for not contesting it. I mean, it's a rule. It's a referee's fault for not calling the rules.
Right. And so that makes 0 sense. That is not how the running foul is supposed to be applied. That should have been a running foul on Sarah. That was a win for Gabi. Period.
But what ended up happening is, she did again.
She had to do it again. She had to hit again. She had to hit again. I mean, we're talking about 3 ready goes at least.
In round 2.
And
it might have been 4, because Gabi might have got a foul. I don't remember.
So she pins her round 1 twice. She pins her round 2, 1, 2, 3, 4 times.
I don't remember. I can't say it for sure. It's 4 times.
It's 3 or 4. Regardless, when I'm reading the comments back today, and people are like, "Oh, but Sarah was coming up on it after she had been pinned about 7 times."
So it doesn't. So here's the deal. Sarah did everything she was supposed to do. She found a lane that exposed Gabi's pumped hand. Because what happened was Gabi was clamping so hard, right, and just smashing, that after she had to do that multiple times, her hand blew up, and you could tell. But Sarah, like she says, she trained. She's got great endurance, and it made the match that appeared ridiculously dominant in the beginning. Holy crap. Because the tide did turn. I mean, I called it 4-2 Gabi, and it would have been 4-2 the way that outcome would have happened, because if they'd have pulled 2 more times, Sarah would have won those last 2 matches,
but
because she was taking everything from her.
Only turned
after the match, which technically should have been over.
Right.
Yeah, but it's still okay. I mean, it was a phenomenal match from 2 different people. Both women were spectacular. It's just like, if it's me, once I flash you and they call an elbow foul on you, I'm like, dude, that's a winner. Like, I'm not even going to arm wrestle again, because that's the rules. We all know the rules. We all start up. So technically, you can blame Gabi for not complaining about the rules not being followed. You know what I mean? So you can't penalize Sarah. They told Sarah it was a foul. Restart the match.
No, if I was Sarah, I would have done exactly the same
thing. It's just when you're watching it from a spectator perspective, you want the rules to be followed at the way they're set up, right? And those two things happened there that were unfortunate. And Ryan Espey said something about Alex at some point had an elbow foul or something that should have been a loss too, because it's a foul and lose, or foul and Dave got the pin. So I don't know.
But okay, let me read this first. Right. The rules in KOT, this is V Pohe. Thank you so much for your support. The rules in KOT 3 were all over the place. It was bad. Also, why having 6 rounds when you never go 6? ArmWars rules are the best for super matches. From what I understand, it's 6 rounds, but it's more like a race to 4.
It was not supposed to be. They're supposed to run all 6, but they're choosing to allow the athletes not to. I don't know what that is, what the reason for is, but they're allowing them not to. I think they started that with John and Devon. I think John, didn't he stop after 4 or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was 6 rounds before, because you saw me and Devon pull 5 right, 1 left, right? Just like, hey, you want to go and try left one? I mean, we had to pull all 6 rounds because that's what our contract stated was a 6-round match. I think they may have changed things up since then. I have not been involved in King of the Table since the first one, so I don't really know what they're doing now. But yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, they're going to do what they're going to do with the rules, but I saw in the match, the ladies match, that, by the way, again, one more time, awesome. You're both extremely awesome. But I saw that when the rule is applied incorrectly, it could end up having a catastrophic
Could it easily
turnout.
Had Gabi not got that 4th pin, or that wouldn't have pinned. She
Sarah, could have lost the whole super match.
Sarah fouled out. Had Sarah not fouled out, Sarah would have won the next ones.
Yes.
I think she'd have won the next 4.
Yes.
You know? But it's irrelevant, because had the rules been applied correctly, she would already had 4 wins.
She would have.
As long as she'd been able to do that once they switched sides and everything else would be the same. But there were a lot of extra pins that were unnecessary.
So what I'm going to be interested in hearing is Neil's take on that, because they are his rules. Right. The running foul is his system, right? Now, Neil, I also know that you're a bit biased towards the beautiful blonde. That's what most of us are in a certain amount, a certain way. But I'm gonna be interested in hearing if that's his interpretation, because that's totally my understanding.
Well, that's what the rules are. I mean, unless he's changed them up somehow. Marcus Thompson says, just goes to show you styles make matches. I think everyone was shocked how easy Dave beat Alex. Plus, Dave never beat Michael. That's why top 10 is so up in the air. Well, so here's the deal. You want to talk about that?
Yeah. So, no, it's your thing, baby. You do that.
All right. So Alex has a phenomenal hand and a long lever. And that's what we've seen him do. We've seen him take advantage of people through exposing their hand. And what he did, he's ran into somebody who had a really strong hand. And Dave has the side pressure. Once both of their wrists went kickback, right? Boom. Alex's arm did not hold up. That's just the reality of it. His arm did not hold up. So I think a lot of his accolades have been accomplished not due to his arm strength, but due to his riser and pronation and long lever and hand strength. So all we did is we found that there is a hole, which all of us have, right? We just found a hole that Alex needs to increase his raw power through his arm, through his bicep, so that it'll hold up when he runs into someone like that. Dave's just a freakishly strong human being. As for Dave, never beat me. Dave has gotten 2 pins on me, but he's never won an event over me. Every time we've competed, I've took first, he took second, or however you want to place it, or super matches, I won, whatever. And I have Todd Hutchings next. So hopefully I beat Rivas. I mean, I have Todd Hutchings next here at the Monster Factory. Hopefully I beat Rivas and then I beat Todd. I would love a Alex kurdecha match, but I also would love to have Dave Chaffee here at the Monster Factory for the Monster Factory 3. I mean, if I'm on the trajectory that I think is possible, I would love to rerun that match. Dave and I always have a lot of fun. I think it won't be as friendly as it was last time.
He's a very formidable opponent,
because he wants to prove that he's the #1 guy in North America, and I want to prove, or not North America, in the United States. Or he might be wanting to prove he's the #1 guy in North America. He might want to try to Devon, but I've held that #1 spot for a while, and I plan on continuing to hold it. Now, the world rankings are not necessarily skewed, but we can only go by the recent outcomes. So what Ingen was saying today, if Gennady was to beat Dave, Gennady would pass Ermes, Alex, and Dave, and he would move into that #4 spot. Same thing for me. If I pulled Dave or if I pulled Alex, I would surpass Gennady and Ermes, right? You don't have to beat everyone ahead of you. You have to beat the one who's, whoever's ranked highest. If you beat them, you take that spot, and then it's that other person's responsibility to come beat you.
Which that doesn't make any sense to me, because
that's reality.
When you're looking at rankings, and guys, just because A beats B does not mean that A beats C. You know?
No, styles make matches. That's what the comment. That's what Super
because
Chat.
A beats B and B beats C does not mean that A beats C. You know, like I said, styles make matches, just like you were just saying. And the thing is I want to see you match up with Dave again.
I want to see me pull kurdecha. I want to see me pull Ermes. I want to see me pull Vitaly. I want to see me pull Levant. I want to pull all those guys, right?
Watching Dave with kurdecha and the way that Dave opened up his arm, I feel really good about your match.
I'm just going to tell you, it leads me to believe that if I get back to doing what I normally do, or getting back to doing what I do best, I'm a master at doing this, kicking this, boom, hitting back pressure, controlling center, and having my hand this way. Well, that means Alex's hand in a nice tight strap, or we having a low strap, my high riser, his wrist would go back. Both of ours would be back this way some, but then it's going to be a lat drag side pressure, and I don't think his bicep will hold up to the pressure that I put on him. So I think I would compromise him the way Dave would, but we won't know that until that match happens. Maybe he fixes that hole between now and then. So we don't know. I'm just saying watching that match makes it very optimistic for me, thinking that I have a chance of doing something very, very similar. Watching Dave pull leads me to believe that if I still do the same thing that I've always been able to do with Dave, I could still be victorious in that match. But like I said, I'm coming off 2 losses right now. I need to have a good outcome. And then we'll just see where things go from there. But I'm super stoked. I am very excited about we just finished our 1 month. We took our 1 month photos, our progress pics yesterday. Rebecca did a 1 month progress on her pull-ups, push-ups.
You're all over the place.
Doesn't matter. I'm very pleased with where I'm at currently, and I know I'm only going to get better. And my city curl and straight curls are going through the roof. So that's a direct correlation. I'm feeling it on the table with my riser and ability to just hammer curl back. So I do think those translate very well if you are an arm wrestler.
So Ross Reich says, just learned arm bet refunded everyone. Devon was pissed. He refunded everyone once the rules changed.
That was the day before.
Yeah, it was the day before. And then he opened up the betting for people to place their bets again. I don't know if it was the same situation. Do you know if Dave was still a shutout?
I did not ever go back and look.
Okay. And then hang on.
I think we got Marcus Thompson again.
We do. There's something else that I wanted to read. Mr. Gabagool, I would be very unhappy if that happened.
I don't know what Mr. Gabagool said before that.
I don't know what you are talking about. Marcus Thompson said, I love Todd, but you will win against Todd. So Todd's going to win. All right. That's what we know.
Definitely going to win.
That is what we absolutely know. So the events we went totally out of, and I saw one, Ermes Gasparini. Hello, Michael. Can we make a live together? Absolutely. I don't know.
Oh, that may not be Ermes.
I don't know if this is really you, Ermes. If this is really you, message Michael on Instagram, and absolutely you guys.
Of course we can. Of course we can. Yeah.
I can set it up on this new stream. And
yeah, she learned so much from our pay-per-view event that's what I'm saying. This next Monster Factory is going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. I do want to give a quick shout out. We're back down to 988 in the chat, but we were just over 1,000 people in the chat. Thank you guys for tuning in. Once we keep talking about, we already finished the matches, didn't we?
Well, no, we did not cover Ermes.
Holy crap. We forgot about Ermes and Wagner Pilato. That was ridiculous.
That's why I said you were getting totally, you're just all over the place. You're not following the plan at all.
I'm not a plan follower. I make my own rules. Y'all saw the intro.
So we would absolutely love to have you on here live, Ermes. So Ermes versus Bortolato. Now, in your predictions.
I think I predicted Bortolato.
Yes, you did. But told me.
I actually thought Ermes was going to win.
So why didn't you say that?
I didn't know if Ermes' top row would hold up, but it held up very, very well. I mean, his posting, every time I see him on a practice table left-handed, I think he beats pretty much everyone. I think there's been a couple of times I saw somebody behind, I didn't know what it was, but I knew Ermes' left was really close to where his right is at, and I know his right's at a very high level. And then the guy weighs in at 289 pounds. What the hell is that shit? I mean, that is enormous. I mean, he's literally 100 pounds heavier than what he was. What was it?
They said it is really Ermes.
7-8 years ago.
Because
in 2016, I think he was 95 kg, so it's 209. But I think previously he was an 85 or 90 kg guy. So he's 100 pounds heavier than he was 8 years ago.
Yes.
He's enormous.
Guys, we will invite Ermes onto a stream for real. We'll set that up.
We'll invite Ermes over here to come train. I mean,
Ermes, you're always welcome.
I'm good. We still want to come to Rome, of course. We want to come over there too. But anytime you want to come over, you want to get away from Italy and come over here to beautiful Arkansas, you are welcome.
So, Dave will have to wait his turn with Devon unless he trains with him. I doubt Mr. Chaffee would do that. Where would you rank Dave? I think Dave is ranked appropriately.
Well, Dave did what he needed to do. So,
Yeah.
That's the thing is I don't think if Dave and I were to arm wrestle in 6 weeks from now or 2 weeks from now or whatever, I still like my chances. I'm still betting on me. But Dave is the one who's coming off a win. I'm the one coming off a loss. So I feel like in the world rankings, he should be ranked ahead of me. I don't think you can rank him ahead of me in the United States. He hasn't beaten anybody. He beat someone who's an European. I lost to someone who's a European. But the last time we arm wrestled, I won, and I won convincingly. So until we have a match, I don't think he should, that you can move him up in the world rankings because of his performances internationally, but I don't think you can move him up in the United States rankings or the North American rankings because, he has to beat me or he has to beat Devon. That's what I think. But I know it's very weird.
Daniel Begley wants to know if we already discussed the rules affecting Sarah's loss in ArmWars. Would that have been a 3 running foul loss? I did not like it at all. Daniel, I'm guessing you're on Team Sarah, which we're just team ladies. We're super excited about both of them, but the rules were not applied correctly, but it's not in the way that you think. Gabi's pins in round 2, every one of them should have been a win for Gabriella.
Well, the first one should have been a win. They should have switched sides. They should have ran round 3.
But every pin was a win for Gabriella. Sarah fouling should never have restarted that same match. Sarah's foul.
It's not Sarah fouling. Anyone fouling should not,
No, I'm talking about opponents, Michael.
Okay, yeah, whatever.
So Sarah fouls and Gabi pins her, and Gabi has to go through the whole thing again. A foul should never, in a running foul system, a foul at the pin should never save that person from a loss.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, if it would have been Gabriella that fouled pinning Sarah, that's different.
Yeah.
That's different. Gabriella then would have been on a running foul. Her pin would have only gotten her restart.
Absolutely.
It did not.
So I do want to comment real quick on, I don't know what I can say. You're an idiot. He says, I'm not even top 20. Tell me who the 19 people ranked ahead of me are. Oh, wait, the 20. If I'm not top 20, there must be 20 people in the world who are ranked higher than me. Go ahead and fill that out on the screen somewhere because you're an idiot. Go ahead. I'm not supposed to respond to negative comments. Go ahead. Where are we at? All right. So the next event, here's the card because my wife's being hateful as usual. So we got John Brzenk versus Corey West main event. Me versus Todd Hutchings. Paul Lynn, BJ Fakakis, Craig Touye, Roger Cunningham. Then we have Carl Stanley versus Austin Jaggers left-handed. Dustin Hyatt versus Cody Vanderweerd. Luke Pulcher versus Robbie Russell. That's a new one we set. Tim Talmadge versus Darren Beals. Bob Brown versus Bill Logsdon. And we got Justin Bear coming back pulling the freak, Chris Chandler. Those are the 10 matches for the Monster Factory 2, July 9th. Super excited. I think this is a killer card. People really wanted to see the Dustin Hyatt, Cody Vanderweerd because they had a really good match at the 2020 Monster Rocket Todd International. Luke has been wanting to pull Robbie Russell. He said, I want to pull an inside puller. I'm tired of getting beat by top rollers. Tim and Darren. Darren's coming down with Roger, and they said, hey, let's set this up. Justin's shooting for the stars, going after Chris Chandler is huge. And you got Bob Brown versus Bill Logs, and Bob thinks he's got something for him. Last time they pulled, Bill beat him twice. So I'm super excited. Now, the one other thing I want to talk about right here, I could not say thank you enough. Last week on our live, we announced we're going to offer 10 VIP spots.
This is huge, guys.
They sold out in less than 24 hours.
Less than 24 hours. All 10 VIP spots were gone, which means all 10 of those people get to come here to the Monster Factory early before things even start on card day, right? They get to hang out here as we're getting things set up, hang with the athletes. They get to be here for the actual event. And then they get to hang around for the after pulling as well. Just so I knew that there were going to be people out there that wanted to be a part of that. And
well, I'm going to name them in a minute, but go ahead.
The thing is that the Monster Factory is a closed area. Okay. We are in a residential area, so we can't just have it over flooded with 50 people. So it is a very exclusive.
Yeah. All these events are very exclusive to the athletes and their one person they're allowed, either a significant other, their corner person, whatever. And that's the way I wanted this to be. I want it to be a fun environment where after the event's over, we just get to hang out, have fun, have good fellowship. And these 10 VIP spots, those guys are going to get to participate in that. We have Rick Stuckey, John Conley, Jeff Lentz, Soren Lomar, Robert Gould, Robert Paulson, Alex Tardif, Phil Woody from the UK. What's up, Phil?
Phil.
Alex Willett, and Travis Newsom. Those are our 10
Super
VIPs.
excited.
They're all going to get a custom Monster Factory arm wrestling shirt with the name that they're choosing on the back, and they get to hang out with all of us. Now, the one thing that we're about to announce, and this is to members only. Members only. We are auctioning off this table right behind me. Combat Arm Sports, Monster Michael Todd, King's Move table, valued at $700, and one more VIP spot. So it's a $1,200 value. The table will be signed by all the athletes at the event, and we're starting the auction off at $1,000.
That's right.
We're going to put up something in the members only section, and you can start bidding on it. The highest bid, we have 5 days. We can give it 5 days because whoever wins the bid will have to contact us, PayPal, Venmo, whatever, transfer the funds within 24 hours, or it's the next highest bid is going to get it, because I want to announce it next Sunday on our next live who the person who wins the table, who gets that last coveted VIP spot. We're super excited to be able to do this. We're so thankful for all the support, and we were very excited about a badass event.
So what will happen, if you are not a member yet, you can become a member just by joining our channel. It's only $4.99 a month. You become a member, and then tomorrow I'll be dropping a video down in the members only section. You'll be able to see it on our community tab, and it'll be specifically about the auction. You'll just go on and comment behind whoever has commented, and you're going to comment what your price is, right? So it's going to start at 1,000. It'll go up from there.
Or if it doesn't, if it sells for 1,000, somebody made $200 because it's worth $1,200 if you were to go do it. So,
and that's unsigned.
That's unsigned. Yeah. So
and that's without
I
the
have
VIP
no idea
ticket.
if this thing will go for 1,000 or if it will go up. I don't know. Who knows? But I just want to give we had such a good response of people who wanted to be here. And when some of the people messaged me, like, are there any more spots available? I'm like, well, there's no more of the 10 VIP spots, but we do have something extra that's coming. And this is going to be it. This is the VIP plus the autograph table that obviously you'll be here at the event. So you will be responsible for getting that thing home. If you flew, you got to ship it. If you drive, you put it in your vehicle and roll. But I'm not the guy. So.
He is not the guy. So anyways, I'm super excited about that. And again, guys, all of this goes to help to put on the event so that we can give it to our viewers free. So
free.
No pay-per-view for this next event. It's an awesome card, undercard and main card. Super excited about it. And it's going to be given to all of you.
I'm going to say something that's funny. So several people, now Arm Wrestling News did a phenomenal job and talked about it being for free, like a lot, like how big a deal that was. I've seen that some of the other channels, they're like, they want to call it the Monster Factory pay-per-view 2, but they know it's not pay-per-view. So they're like, Monster Michael Todd's next event. And no one's talking about it being for free, which I think is a very good idea, especially what we're going to be doing with the paid promotions. I want this thing to be seen by as many people as possible. That is for the athletes to expose their brand to more people. It's also for the people who are getting the paid promotions, so that their paid promotions, their company, their ad is being seen by that many more people. I think this is the way to go in the future for us. Other people may be better success with pay-per-views. I like doing it this way, giving it to you guys for free. But what do the members get? What are the members going to get special on that day?
What do you mean, babe?
The after pulling.
Well, I already told them.
I know, but these people aren't be new.
I just told them literally 2 minutes ago.
Oh, did you really? That's the shit she does to me all the time. Like, I will say it, and then she's like, yeah, will you say that?
I
like,
told them that they will be here for the event
I
live, and then we'll get to be hanging around with all of the athletes.
Not
for
the
after
VIP.
pull.
I'm talking about the members on our channel.
Oh, the members. Okay.
See?
So if you are not here as a VIP, the members will, I'm going to be setting up cameras for the after pulling. There will be after pulling. And so it's not going to be relative to how I'm feeling if I want to film, because the cameras are already going to be set up. And then members only will be able to watch all of the after pulling. And guys, if you haven't heard who's on the card, should I cue it?
Go ahead. See,
Should I
she
cue
doesn't
it?
realize I just announced the entire card again. See the thing she's doing?
That'd be
But she likes this.
fun.
She did a really good job in the intro, so we're going to cue it. Here comes the intro.
I'm going to show you. Let's have a look at the card one last time.
So there it is. I mean, it's a brutal one.
What's up, guys?
That's an awesome card, right?
I love it. I love the card. I love the card.
So I need to put something together for the undercard that's really quite extensive. Super excited about that as well.
I think the undercard is going to be, and people are like, why you call it undercard? Why you call it main card? Because that's how it is.
There will be a break. It really refers to compensation. Undercard is able to go out and get their own sponsors, wear their own sponsors' apparel. They're not being compensated by the Monster Factory, but they have the opportunity to, what am I trying to say?
Well, build
be
their brand.
seen
Yeah,
and build
by,
their brand
yeah.
by literally thousands upon thousands of people because of all of the platforms that this is going to be shown on, right? So they're going to be able to build their brand, and there's always that opportunity that they're going to build their brand and then be on the main card. So there'll be a break, just a short break. We'll still be live in between the undercard and the main card. And now the main card will be wearing the Monster Factory arm wrestling jerseys with their names on the back. And I don't know. I'm actually starting to get a little tired just thinking about how much work is going to be going into it. But
it's going to be a lot, but it's going to be worth it. I think it's going to be pretty amazing.
Ron Espey is in the chat. Ron, we're going to see you soon. I know you and Michael have some business to take care of.
I feel like you should work out every single day until like Friday.
Like
do a hard arm workout Saturday morning before a match.
Start doing pull-ups.
Lots of pull-ups.
Weighted pull-ups.
So many pull-ups.
But anyways, Ryan, I know that we're going to see you, or Michael's going to see you on the table. Y'all have some business to take care of. But I'm most excited about that Giordano's pizza afterwards.
The next day.
We're getting dessert the next day. And this is something I just brought up to Michael. He's been promising me that we could go on the high roller Ferris wheel. Would you and your beautiful, sweet wife want to do that with us? Let us know.
Yeah, okay. I'm excited about that. We have I get to go work out with Brandon on Sunday. Then we get to have Giordano's that evening. And then the next day, because we have a red-eye flight coming back, we have a whole day to spend in Vegas or outside of Vegas or whatever. So we're super excited about that.
Marcus Thompson said the Kang. Yes, the Kang. Roger.
Yeah, Kangingham.
Roger Kangingham. Yeah, he's like, it's spelled just like King, but it's Kang because I'm the Kang.
You got the King's move. I got the
Kang's move.
That was funny.
Dave hasn't seen Pumpkin Devon, so there's that.
Well, here's the deal. Devon is not the same person that pulled Dave. Now, if the same people that showed up that day on a WF table or under rigid rules, Dave would have won. You can't argue. It's just that's the way it would have happened. On a 7-7 pad, Dave probably would have stroked Devon 3-0 that day. Devon is not the same person he was back then. I don't know how much better Dave is now than he was back then. But Devon probably deserves to be ranked higher. A lot of people moved Alex ahead of Devon in the rankings because they didn't know. Alex
was an unknown.
Yeah. So now that we know that he is world class, and that's the other thing. What we know is at that level, anybody can beat anybody.
Anybody can
beat anybody. I mean, that's the way it works. Now, Levon might be the one who is the outlier that none of us can beat. I don't know. We'll find out. But that's how it is when you're elite at any sport. If you're world class at any sport, the top tier guys, pretty even a lot of times. One day could be one guy's win, next day could be another guy's win. So we honestly don't know. But what we do know is Dave had an amazing performance yesterday, and we all should give him credit for it.
Absolutely. Matt Hogan says, love your idea for free. I will share it with all my friends and family.
Sweet. I mean, I really think we have a chance to get a lot of views.
It won't just be on YouTube. Some of you are watching right now from Facebook. It will be run just like today is. It will be run on Facebook as well. So you'll be able to watch it from there too. Amazing stuff. MMT is a stud. Monster agrees. What do you think
about Chance's performance?
Someone's just hopping on. Michael actually talked about this at the very top of the live stream. Chance, he was in there.
I thought he looked great. I think
all people are going to remember is that Todd beat him 3-0. But guys, it's a lot more than that.
Yeah, the thing is, I think he didn't realize he was going to be in the match as much as he was in the match, and he didn't respond as quickly as he should have. In my opinion, he should have climbed more. He should have just died in that outside move. Should never even considered letting his wrist get turned in. Just pull as hard back, climb as far as he could, and finally expose Todd's hand and wrist. But I mean, that being said, the kid's 23 years old or something like that. He is spectacular, looked amazing. I mean, I love it. I think it's great. Someone said Michael Ermes versus Prudent. Who do you think would win? I pick Ermes. I think so, but I don't know. MIKI, I don't know how to pronounce your name, but you said you're a big fan, but you're worried about me being 100% by the time I get to pull Todd Hutchings. I need to be 100% by the time I pull
Revis.
I mean, in my honest opinion right now, if Todd and I pulled in 2 weeks, I beat him. If we pull a best of 100, I beat him. I like Todd a lot. I just think that our styles conflict, and I will have more endurance over the long haul than he will. I think he's got great side pressure. We did side pressure training here, and I don't even train side pressure, and he wasn't that much higher side pressure than me. We just pulled differently. I chose the match. I'm the one that called Todd Hutchings up, offered him the match. I'm the one to pay Todd Hutchings to be here. So I definitely want the match. Someone did say something on social media, which is really weird, that Dave Devon and I are weak. We're scared to take on him. I've never been scared or afraid to arm wrestle anyone. And I don't think very many arm wrestlers would be. It's just arm wrestling. Why would we care? I will pull anyone, anytime, set the match up. Let's roll.
There you have it. There you have it. Louis Goebel says, is it too late to invest in KOT or other Monster Factory productions? You can always go buy the King of the Table, I guess. But the thing is that now that it's done, it's probably going to be up free tomorrow or so.
Yeah, I don't know what the guy means by invest in productions. Now, we are offering the paid promotion spots once we get our media package together this week. I've had a half a dozen or more emails of people wanting to have their spot in the next event.
And it's not going to be like commercial spots, guys. These are not going to be free road commercials. We're actually going to make them as integration. So if you have a product, you send your product to Michael. Michael goes on talking about it. Did you touch me on purpose?
Why would I not?
Michael actually goes on talking about it, or me, whatever, using your product, telling people how to do it, making it fun so that people, we tend to highlight what it is that you're doing, right? And the road of the giant pancake. Could you talk? Yes, you can. A little bit about the Krasi versus Corey match.
Yes. I stylistically think Corey is a bad matchup for Krasi, but I don't know. I mean, Krasi he's been around for so long. He's done amazing things. I just think the sheer size of Corey and the thickness of his hand, Dave Chaffee had said prior to him pulling Devon, all the people he'd arm wrestled in his entire career, not been able to cap his thumb. And he said when he pulled Corey, he couldn't cap his thumb. That's how thick Corey's hand is. Corey's hand's only gotten thicker since then. I don't think Krasi's going to be able to get the bite on his hand that he needs. And I feel like he drops into that hook and he's going to get palmed up and Corey's going to go over the top of him. We will find out in 3 weeks. So I'm super excited. I think Corey is going to win. A lot of people are going to say that I'm just being biased or whatever because of Corey. I did ask Todd Hutchings, and he thought Corey was going to win. Now, maybe he didn't mean it when he said it, but what he told me, he's like, I think Corey's going to kill him. But we'll find out. I like Corey's chances a lot.
Okay. And Marcus Thompson says, Mike, loving the kicking videos. Guys, you would not believe Michael can go on and arm wrestle. He can go on and strict curl, but he puts up a round kick or whatever it is that you
Jump
call it.
spinning outside crescent.
All of that. And crowd goes nuts, right? So
I did get 50,000 views on Instagram.
You did.
On that reel.
So Trey Suit, I like to call him Sweet. He was training for the Olympics, right?
Yeah, he trained at the Olympic Training Center for Taekwondo.
He is helping Michael with some stretching, helping Michael, in case you didn't know, he is actually a black belt in Taekwondo and also did something in Muay Thai.
I did Shotokan for 3 years, Taekwondo for 3 years, and then Muay Thai for a year.
Yeah,
but
so
I only got a black belt in Taekwondo.
He's got some moves and he wants to start training.
So
to beat some folks up.
Like
and I'm not talking about boxing.
All
okay.
folks.
So the person that hit us yesterday, you would have been in trouble if it was a few months down the road. Okay. He might have actually been able to run
in trouble yesterday. But yeah, so that's the thing. So Trey and I'm going to keep stretching. Hopefully I can get to where, I eventually will do the splits, but I'm going to keep stretching as regularly as possible. And I think we're going to go ahead and buy some striking pads. We're going to get some hand pads, feet pads. And Trey and I are going to start doing some sparring here. Clear the gym out and start doing some sparring.
Would you guys like to see that?
I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be fun.
I think so. So Lancelins, thank you so much for the support. Says hello from St. Louis. Appreciate you both. You still have not taken me to that arch.
We have not been to the arch yet, and we didn't make it to St. Louis on the tour. We didn't even drive through it. Remember, we were supposed to come through, but we ended up going making 3 tours, and one ended up going from North Dakota all the way down to Key West. That was crazy.
Alex Clark says it looks like Devon is really working on his wrist and center table control. What do you think, Michael?
I think Devon was very strong in Dubai using his wrist and his center table control. I don't think he's going to try that against Levon. I think he's running straight to Kingswood when he's going to try to wear him out as much as possible. Now, if he trusts his frame enough to go into Levon like that, that'd be crazy.
Kristen Peterson, you're old school then, if you know about that. He says, maybe you won't pull that butt muscle again.
Yeah.
You saw it, did you?
Well, I didn't stretch. I wasn't stretching. And that was just me throwing a jump spinning outside crescent without stretching. So now I'm actually stretched. I mean, I'm not as flexible as I want to be. Like, I still can't throw like my standing hook kick because I got a pretty nice standing hook that just whips around real quick. It's not that great right now. So I got to stretch some more.
Hey, Neil, we were talking about you. We're sending everybody over to you. Neil's actually in the chat. 9 minutes. Evening, Mike and Rebecca. See you soon, mother fluffers. Yes, 100th episode. We are going to be winding this up because we want you all to be able to jump over there and be there for the start. Again, about 30 minutes in, Michael is going to join. Ermes and Alex are apparently live right now. Lifting bishops. We need some arm wrestling drama. Ooh, where'd you go?
We need some arm wrestling drama
to bring people to watch. The E versus West presser was unwatchable. Come on, Monster. Talk about how you're going to smash Zilla.
I'm going to smash Zilla so bad. And I mean, like I said, I like Todd. I think Todd's a very formidable opponent.
Can we all talk about something? I put it in the chat. If you happen to actually log on and see it before we went live, I put it in the chat, Todzilla's video yesterday. Can we talk about the chick with the cowgirl hat bouncing on the bed behind him? Did you plan that, Todd?
Was that just to get extra views? What's going on here? I don't know. Either way, it could have been genius.
I don't know. I thought it was, I don't know. She was, well, I'm not going to get into what he says that he likes, but anyways.
Nicholas Erickson, if you watch my last match, I did not ever go below any rules in any organization when I pulled Dave. That win would have been legit and under any rules. So there's nothing for me to admit that I wouldn't be able to beat Dave. I like Dave a lot. I like my chances under any rule system.
Exactly. Ingen Terzi told Michael the same thing. That would have been a win under any rule system. Michael controlled that match.
I just controlled the hand. I controlled 100%. The height. And that's what I need to do to win. And those are the things that have been missing the last couple of matches. And I'm getting back to my old self. So I'm excited about what's coming. And also, Nicholas, I guess you didn't see Michael's match versus Dave with the NAL. Yeah, National Arm Wrestling League. Mm-hmm. No, that's been 9 years ago though. But it was the same outcome. Yeah, but I might have been a little bit lower then, but the rules were still in place back then for that league. So right. I'm never broken. I mean, every time I've competed, I've competed within the rules that are set forth. I didn't make the WAO rules. If y'all know, the WAO started in 2014. I didn't come over to 2017 when they recruited me. So people are like, oh, I'm only good in WAO. I've beat everybody under PAL, or the regular 7x7 pad. So that's what I'm used to doing. I just adapt to whatever rule system's in front of me. Dearville Elkington, who wins in arm wrestling between Rebecca versus Devon's wife, Jody? Jody. And that's because Rebecca's been so inconsistent with her training. I think from the 11 years we've been together, had Rebecca been consistently arm wrestling trained the whole time, I think her level would have surpassed the best level Jody's ever been. But arm wrestling's never been her passion. Now, if I would have supported her in 2013 for CrossFit, she had massive potential, especially for 35 and over for masters. She could have killed that shit. But he got jealous. Admit it, you got jealous. I just wanted you to arm wrestle. I love what you're doing. That's sexy. He got jealous. All right, guys. So we got to wind up here because I want you all to hop on over there to Neil Pickup and The Fix. Be sure that you have subscribed to his channel and the ArmWars channel where he is turning out some amazing matches. The editing that he does, the backstories that are intertwined. It's beautiful. It's theatrical. You're absolutely going to I would like to ask a question because somebody, Vector Worker, keeps putting up his top 10. Why are people ranking Prudnik ahead of me when the only person he beat was Morzov, who wasn't ranked, and neither one of them ranked? Because in the overall rankings, they have him at ahead of Gennady. He's like 7th, Gennady's 8th, I'm 9th, Krasi's 10th. Yeah, so what are you basing that on? Just because he beat somebody impressively? Yeah, Morzov. Yeah. And let me tell you something also. Michael asked to pull Morzov in this upcoming one. And what did Ingen say? I'm not going to say that. I will. Ingen told Michael he's not on your level. But I was supposed to pull Prudnik, and then at this next one, it's supposed to be me and Prudnik, not.
And Prudnik can't get ready for you, so
Well,
he's going to pull Matt Mask.
I don't know if that's the case.
That's the case.
Well, I thought he because of the conflict he wasn't going to, and then he wanted to do it and raise.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying, because he wasn't training.
Oh.
He wasn't training, getting ready for it. So he's going to jump in with a little amount of time he has left to train.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I mean,
He wanted more time to be ready for you.
yeah. So if I beat Rivas, then I'm sure I'll be invited back for the August card, East versus West 4. If I don't beat Rivas, I probably won't get another invite by East versus West. But obviously, I'm always going to plan on winning, but we'll see what happens.
And like, if we were to go through the top 10, the way things have turned out, I think that other than Prudnik, that you are ranked appropriately for now.
It's 8th now, I think.
I think you're ranked appropriately.
Because Dave moved ahead of me.
Yeah, and he should have.
Because he beat Alex.
Yes.
That's what
he
I'm saying.
should have on world rankings.
Yeah.
In world rankings, there are people that he's beaten that have beaten Michael.
Well, no, people he beat that beat people that beat people that beat me.
Yes.
You know, so.
A few generations down.
Yeah.
That hasn't happened in the United States. So those rankings remain, but I believe you're ranked appropriately.
Yeah. Do you put Dave ahead of Devon, or do you put Devon ahead of Dave? See, I would go
Devon
Levon, Vitali, Devon, Dave, Alex, Ermes, KotT, me. That's how I would, and that's where I'm at, I think. On Engen's rankings. I think that's Engen's ranking.
Okay, well, you
that puts me at 8.
answer my question.
But do I think I can beat those guys? Yes.
If you're placing Devon where you placed him, you're placing him strictly on opinion, because who has he beaten?
Me when it's.
Who has he beaten? He hasn't beaten Levon. He has not beaten Laletin.
Well, no, Alex didn't beat anybody to get number 3. He didn't beat anybody to get number 3. He was just the hype train got him to number 3. He didn't beat anybody that was ranked.
And how much did you guys love that Dave said in his interview?
Well, and it's
I'm
nothing
against
against
that hype train.
It's nothing against Alex. Alex is awesome, but he did not earn his number 3 spot. It was speculation. So yes, you keep Devon at 3. You move Dave to 4. Alex to 5th. We know Alex is ahead of Ermes. We know Ermes is ahead of KotT.
Yes.
Or was in December and was in October. You know what I'm saying? We know those things. November, December. We know all that stuff. What happens today, we don't know. We just know that Dave's better than Alex today. So I think it's Levon, Vitali, Devon, Dave, Alex, Ermes, KotT, and me. So I'm sitting at 8 until I get a win, against one of the guys ranked ahead of me.
Sounds like you better win, sir.
Well, me beating Rivas, because people are like, oh, Rivas isn't. I'm like, Rivas is not ranked because he hasn't been active. Just like Jerry Cartwright's not ranked in the United States because he hadn't been active. Clearly, Jerry Cartwright's in the top 5 or top 3 in the United States. He just has to pull.
Yeah.
So Rivas is the same guy. Rivas cracked Levon's wrist back like this. Like, no one's done that. He had his folded up bad. Rivas bad dude. Rivas beat Alex last time they arm wrestled, or he beat him at Moldova. I don't know if it was the last time. Maybe they both pulled each other that day. I don't know what outcome. And I know I've seen him beat him in 2018. So he's a very dangerous dude. So I'm excited. It is 3:29. The fix is about to start. I've got to be on there in 30 minutes, and this guy's got to eat.
All righty, guys. We're going to sign off. Everybody run over to Neil Pickup's channel and watch the fix. See you in about 30 minutes.